So whenever you want to try to prove the continuity, a simple basic concept to keep in mind would be to prove that a limit exists when limit of a certain variable tends to another value, such as to prove that limit x tends to a for f of x is equal to L. You need to prove that the left hand limit is equal to the right hand limit. Again, we do not care about what is the value of the limit at a. We just want to know what happens before a and what happens after a. Let's look at an example. Suppose this is your question. The given graph is on the screen and you need to figure out limit of x tends to -1. To figure out limit x tends to -1, whether it exists or not and what it is, you need to figure out individually for x tends to -1 from the left and x tends to -1 from the right. For example, for this part, we'll go and look at the graph and point to -1, which is at this point. And when it comes to -1 and approaching it from the left, which is shown by the negative sign, you can move from the left-hand side towards -1. And as you move towards -1, you can see that the y value at this point is 0. So limit of x tends to -1 from the left is 0. When it comes to the limit of x tends to -1 from the right, so at that point we'll approach it from this end and move towards the right towards -1. In that case, again, as it approaches -1, the y value turns out to be 0. So here as well, the answer is 0. Now as you can see, limit at the left hand side is equal to the limit at the right hand side, which means that limit for x tends to -1 in general is also 0. On the other hand, we'll look at the second example where it shows limit x tends to 1. Again, we'll approach from the left hand side and the right hand side. When you approach from the left hand side towards -1, you'll see that the y value tends to -2. -1, -2. So you know that the answer here is -2. However, when we approach it from the right hand side, as in from this end, we can see that the value of y is actually -1. So the answer for the right hand limit is -1. Now the left hand limit is not equal to the right hand limit. This implies that in this case, the limit for +1 in general does not exist.